Everybody. Well, today I am at the Marsh-Billings-Rockefeller National Historical Park. And what makes this national park so impressive is that it is still, one, an actual working dairy farm, and two, it's where conservation began. It's not where the national parks began, but it's where conservation to lands to keep up and reproduce with the national parks began. It's pretty cool. And it's weird because the three families never lived here together. They all lived here at different times, but they all had the same belief and significance on the land around here. The coolest things when you tour this park is that some of this is the original buildings. Is that not crazy? And that's part of the conservation of it all. Is they're over hundreds of years old. They protected them, and then instead of having to refurbish them by using new wood, they kept them up. It's pretty cool. It really is a beautiful place. It really is amazing how much stuff they have from back in the day. They really took care of not only their personal belongings, but their belongings that they used to run the farm. They have a lot of the equipment still intact and on display here. That's amazing. And there's animals all over the farm because, like I said, it's still a working dairy farm. So there's sheep, cows, chickens. They didn't mention pigs, but they did mention horses. So we will go see what's out there. Inside the museum, they have a quilt display, so I had to interrupt my touring a little bit to check out the quilts. But look at this. This farm is beautiful. Working dairy farm. You know, it's weird because I grew up in and around farms in Arizona, and they're just so different looking. I think because, well, they're not green. I don't know. There's not these big trees, and there's not all this greenness. But look at how huge these two trees are. Okay, so I know some people think that the home tours are a little bit boring, but I have to say, this is the most highly preserved home I've ever toured. Look at how beautiful. Those lights used to be gas lights and now they're electric. Look at how beautiful. They've protected everything. It's gorgeous. An 18 or 1900s doorbell. And the last one. This place is absolutely gorgeous. I can't believe how beautiful it is. Look at their dining room. And I took a picture of this stove. What makes the stove so impressive is not only the artwork on it, because it's an iron stove. And look at that elk. But this plate up here was to keep tea or coffee warm. And that one was to keep a pot of soup warm. Farmhouse was named Mr. Aikens, but this tells you how innovative he was. This was their cooking stove, and that copper tank is a hot water tank. So they actually had hot and cold water running through their house, along with central heat. Pretty cool. This is the kitchen sink. It's pretty dark. But this pump,
Just walking through.
yeah, the pump pumped water from a cistern in the basement up to the roof. People were brilliant.
The normal tour is people are stationed.
What is pretty crazy, so this is not even the Marshes or the Billings or the Rockefeller's house. This is the house that they had built for the guy they hired, Mr. Aikens, to run their farm. And it's stunningly gorgeous and as classy as any big house would be. And look outside. There's the gardens. We're gonna go check them out. So this is part of my weird craziness. I am walking through an apple orchard on the Marsh-Billings-Rockefeller farm, a conservationist farm, and there are apples all over the ground just being wasted, and it's making me crazy. And yes, I wouldn't pick one up off the tree, but I did pick one up off the ground, wipe it off a bit, and taste it, and it was delicious. But look at all these apples. And yeah, there's some of them are small, and but some of them aren't. Some of them over here. And check out how pink these ones are. But I mean, look at all these. These would be good for cooking, baking, or just a treat for a kid who never finishes a whole apple anyway. But look at how pink. I think these are pink lady apples. But look at how pink they are. And look at how big they are. Those are beautiful. I picked one up off the ground. I have it in my bag for later. But the apple I tasted was from that tree over there as I first came up the hill, because I didn't see as many. But if I were them, I would just put these all in a big bucket and let everybody come up here, pick up an apple and eat it, because they're just getting wasted and rotting on the ground. And yeah, I know it goes and puts more minerals and stuff into the ground. This is the tree I tried one from. It was sitting over there and it was delicious. Free food. Give them to the homeless. I don't know, because even though they are little, they are ripe, they are ready to go. And usually I think apples in New York aren't ready till like September or October. I'm in Vermont, which isn't very far from New York, so I would think it's the same. But that was a tasty flippin' apple. And now look, I'm going down to the vegetable garden. I should really be ashamed of myself, but I cannot identify any of these plants except for, of course, the sunflowers. And I do see a tomato sitting right there, but I don't believe it came out of this little flower thing, but it does look like it's still attached to the branch, so I don't want to mess with it because it is green, unless it's supposed to be a purposeful green tomato. And here are some sort of maybe sugar snap peas or a different kind of pea. I don't know, but I don't want to disturb it. And some of them have little signs by the rows, but they don't have any plants yet. And some of them just have plants, but no signs. I don't know. I don't know enough about this kind of gardening stuff. I wish I did. This is the pizza garden, so everything in it is involved in making a pizza. I recognize the onions and the basil. And I think that's some squash over there. And these are some sort of peppers. This is beautiful. Look at this huge squash plant. That is gorgeous. And those are cherry tomatoes. I'm pretty sure these are peppers and not tomatoes, but they sort of look like tomatoes. I don't know. I'm videotaping a garden. Who knew? Look at how pretty those pink flowers are. And I think they're marigolds, like pink marigolds instead of yellow marigolds. Let's drop my map. This is a pollinator garden. This is cool. And over here is a huge one. We will walk around that garden. And I probably won't videotape it because I don't know what else to say about it. But we got to go see all those buildings over there when we're done. The ultimate in garden coolness. And this part of the video is for my mom. This is called a sunflower house. So you walk in through that path and you're in a circle of just sunflowers. And then you walk through another path. Look at that big one up there. And you go into even taller sunflowers. Look at this. That's the ground. And that's it. They've got to be 7 or 8, maybe even 10 feet high. I don't even know. Amazing. Yeah, I do think this one's twice the height of me. I'm 5'3". But holy cow, look at how big that is. Unbelievable. And then there's another one where these little kids are playing. And you go through this part. And those gardeners over there, they're the ones who told me that they made this sunflower house. And they are college interns that get to stay here during the season. Look at that. Another room. Let's go through another one. I feel like a little kid, but it's pretty cool. And then you go this way. He's playing. There's a bigger brother playing with his little brother over there. Look at that. This is pretty cool. Sunflower house. Oh, there's another kid coming. So I'm gonna get out of their way so they can play. Cause yeah, I think I'm a little too old for the sunflower house. But I'm not too old to appreciate its coolness. I can't say enough about Vermont and its tourism. So here, in that little building up there in the garden, on Fridays, they do put out all the produce that they've picked. so people that come here on Fridays can eat it. And then in this little barn here, they have a little weaving class, sometimes a cider press class. They have different classes you can take. And that's all with the one admission to this place. Now this place actually costs more than the other ones. This one was, I think, $16, where the other places I've been have been anywhere from $4 to $6. But this is bigger, there's a lot more to do, and it's pretty cool. I thought it was worth the $16. But I mean, could you imagine what this view looks like in the fall? And over here are some goats, and we're gonna go check them out. And I think they said there's sheep. The only animal farm animal I haven't heard of them having is any pigs. But look at these little guys. And I just love that the old farm fence is still here and that they keep it up. They try to just keep using the original traditional materials. Hi goats. Yeah, I'm not giving you nothing to eat because it's bad for you. Hi baby goat. How you doing, baby? And then over there are the lambs, and over there horses. More horses, and we're going to go around the other side to go see the cows. These are beautiful. Actually beautiful looking Jersey cows. Look at you. Hi lady. You are gorgeous. Yes you are. I wonder if we could zoom out and get you in there better. No, that's about it. You are a beautiful Jersey cow. We'll go down here and we'll look around both sides. That is pretty cool. This place is really pretty cool. And I do think it's cool that it is a working dairy farm. But I don't know, since my kid became a vegan, I do look at things like the cows being kept like they just were as a bit of a controversy. Especially because the calves are over here. I'm going to show you the calves. But I mean, I'm stuck in one of those things. I know why it's this way. I like to see them, but these little guys are kept in these small cages. But it is pretty cool. And they are well taken care of here. Very well taken care of. And these ones grow up to be further Jersey cows. Well, I mean, they're Jersey cows, but further milking cows. This little guy's really skinny. Why are you so skinny, buddy? But they're pretty cool, and they do get to go out in the fields, they say. So I think that's nice. The chickens. Pretty dang cool. All laying hens. That's pretty cool. Headed from the dairy farm and the museum up to the park part of the national park, and look what I found, a geocache. I'm gonna check it out. This is a Valley Quest check-in box. Please do not remove or disturb it and make sure you leave it hidden for others. Valley Quest, thank you. So you open it. Oh, look. It has Western Union directions. That is pretty cool. It has a stamp and a tablet so you can leave your mark. That is absolutely pretty cool. Look, welcome, sign in with your name, date, where you're from, personal stamp, have a message. That is pretty cool. We're gonna have to leave one. So that's what I put in the geocache box. Hello from Arizona, it's Schooniebird, 8/22/19. This place is just so beautiful. Look at that. Those trees in Vermont are huge. They're as big as the ones in Oregon. So this trail's nice because it's actually a semi sort of, rocky road. Yeah, look at the bugs. Anyway, but the elevation here is killing my lungs. Killing them. I'm going further and further up into the woods, and there's trails that actually break off of this that go down to Woodstock, that go up to Billings Mountain, that kind of go all kinds of cool places. So I'm going to have to check those out and map them before I leave this area in Vermont. But I wanted to show you how beautiful just this simple little road trail is and how far it goes up into the deep woods. Now I'm heading, I believe, back down off the mountain, And I am going, I think, to the main road because I hear cars. But this is pretty cool because this is less like a regular road. And look at that. You could actually see how far up and down everything is. And look at how tall those trees are. Way up there. Way down here. That's got to be like a 3-story building. Pretty cool. And I think I forgot to tell you that they kept replanting trees in here to bring it back to what it once was, because all 3 of them were dismayed by what logging had done to the area. But check that out. It's just so beautiful and peaceful. And again, I'm the only one out here, which either tells me nobody else is into these hiking trails as much as I am, or I'm on the wrong trails. I don't even know. I don't really much care, because I can hear traffic off to my right, so I know worst case scenario, I can go through this mess and find some traffic. I guess to walk out into. I don't know. But this is also, I forgot to mention that, there is part of the Appalachian Trail that meets up with these trails. I think that's cool, and that's happened to me a lot on this trip. Well, this is it. This is the end of my tour of the Marsh-Billings-Rockefeller National Historical Park. And it's also bittersweet because this is the end of my excursion to the Northeast United States, which means it's time for me to head further south in order to head further west, in order to go north to visit my daughter and grandson, and then to head south, to head home, back to my life and my reality and everything you gotta do to have a living and make a living. But I think in my last video, which is making me a little bit emotional, is that if I can do this, anybody can do this. It doesn't take a lot of planning. It doesn't take a lot of effort. It actually really doesn't even take a 30-year-old RV. I've met numerous people doing this in their cars, in their vans, met a guy on a motorcycle, met a biking club, everybody. But I do want to say that we spend a lot of time and money sitting at home doing nothing, and we spend a lot of time and money visiting other countries, which I think is great. But our country has a whole lot, you guys, a whole lot to see and a whole lot of cool stuff. And even though I am making my videos from my nerdy, sort of monotonic side of myself, I think it's great, and I think you all need to come out and check out our world. Bye!